Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, because here we are in Shikamaru Hiden chapter 3 and chapter 4. Now, I went ahead and included chapter 4 in this because chapter 4 is short. Alright, there's nothing significant that happens in chapter 4. Everything ends in chapter 3. And honestly, if I'm talking from the heart, the pacing for this chapter is absolutely non-existent. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive into it now. Recap real quick from chapter 2 because it's been a while. Chapter 2, Temari had just came and saved Shikamaru from joining forces with Gengo. She swoops him up in an air current and brings him up to her level, and after that Gengo brings out Sai to fight Temari in order to get Shikamaru back. Shikamaru then goes to pursue Gengo. Now, Gengo and Shikamaru begin exchanging fisticuffs. I can only imagine what this fight looked like, because if you can imagine Shikamaru engaging in taijutsu and how funny that would look, imagine Gengo engaging Shikamaru in taijutsu and imagine how sad that looks, okay? Because neither one of them in my mind strike people that can, throw hands effectively, okay? So while all of this is happening, Shikamaru tells Temari to fill the room up with air currents so that Gengo's verbal genjutsu cannot affect Sai anymore. It's not a matter about affecting Sai anymore. Gengo can no longer tell Sai what to do, because it's almost like mind control. What Gengo says, Sai does. So if the room is filled up with air currents, it's kind of like you walking outside on a very windy day. It's very hard for you to hear anything. So as all of this is happening, the air currents are just circulating around the room. But it's like a double-edged sword, because Gengo can't talk to Sai, Temari can no longer talk to Shikamaru. So it's kind of like one of those things. So while Gengo and Shikamaru are struggling down below to fight each other, Sai is giving Temari the absolute works up in the rafters or wherever they are. Okay, like Sai is working Temari over. And it dawned on me, and I want to pause it for a second. It dawned on me that when I was reading this chapter and how bad Sai was beating on Temari, it dawned on me that Kishimoto really didn't do Sai justice, because if you remember Sai and how he was introduced, Sai was always under Danzo, and he was in the root organization that Danzo led. Danzo only works with Anbu level shinobi. So if Sai has been with Danzo since he was a kid, that means Sai was always an Anbu level ninja since that he was a child. We have only known literally a handful of Anbu level children since the series began, since Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. That was Kakashi, Yamato, Itachi, and Sai. Those are the only children, I'm talking 13 and under, of kids who were able to wear the Anbu mask and be a part of an Anbu organization. That and that purple-haired chick that always seemed to pop up in Kakashi's flashbacks. But we flash forward, and Sai, at this point, he's all but killed Temari. Tamari's on her last leg. This is where I'm talking about the pacing doesn't make sense. So, because when I read this one paragraph, the next paragraph, it was like Choji out of nowhere from left field picks Sai up and throws him. And then Sakura comes out of right field, heals Temari, and Ino comes from down low, and she, being the good future wife that she is, comes straight ahead and enters Sai's mind and breaks the Genjutsu hold on him. And then Sai thanks her, and then insert plot for Ino x Sai for Boruto series. Makes no sense at all. I honestly thought I had skipped a paragraph or a page or something, because it just didn't seem right that to be placed there. So the next half of the chapter, that's rather quick. Nothing too crazy happens. Gengo goes running off. Shikamaru pursues Gengo. They begin to fight again, and so now they're in a dark room, which doesn't help Shikamaru at all, because he needs to have a shadow. A dark room is not a shadow. He needs the sun in order to manipulate a shadow. So a dark room or a too lit room does not help Sai at all in the least. So Shikamaru pulls up on him and his squad. Ro uses his ability to mask his own chakra, to get behind Gengo. And then as he subdues him, Shikamaru also assists with that. But Soku, you remember Soku, he pierces Gengo's tongue with the chakra needles. His chakra needles are the ones that can always find their target no matter what. So he pierces Gengo's tongue with the chakra needle, and then that's all she wrote. Literally, after he pierces his tongue with the chakra needle, it dispels Gengo's genjutsu. Everybody who he casted it upon is freed from the genjutsu, literally, and throughout the entire country of the Land of Silence. And then, this is what I'm talking about again, Naruto. Like, out of fucking nowhere. He comes out of nowhere during this whole entire thing. Didn't help out in the fighting at all. And just scolds Shikamaru for not basically inviting him along for the entirety of the whole book. He's like, don't ever do something like that again. Like, next time invite me. Like, Naruto, I don't need you, bro. Shikamaru's a grown-ass man. Who do you think you are, bro? If I want to run off and save a whole country, I'll do that shit on my own, bro. Don't you ain't never shit. You give me enough prep time, I'll take you and the QB down. Fuck you in, Kurama. My bad. So, if all of that wasn't awkwardly placed enough, and if all of that of which I said or which you read didn't make sense, believe me when I say that at the end of this chapter will make even less sense than that. Because at the end of it, Shikamaru and Temari are shooting the breeze in the Land of Silence, and Shikamaru just asks Temari out on a date. Bruh, I understand that you both almost died. But in this whole entire book, this book is basically meant to explain to us, the fans of Naruto, how Shikamaru x Temari came about. If this is the story, this is trash. Because it doesn't make any sense. At no point in chapter 1 did they ever have a heart-to-heart moment or anything other than him saving his life twice now. Once during the Sasuke retrieval arc, and now during the Sai retrieval arc. They've had nothing else to go on. No flirting, no nothing, no build-up. So now we're done with chapter 3, into chapter 4. It's rather short, but Shikamaru is basically unbothered by anything that is happening within the Leaf Village. He states that the only thing that he is worried about is his date with Temari, not sounding like an idiot, and not being killed and incurring the wrath of Gaara in the whole land of Wind, and making sure that he keeps it safe and wraps it tight. Now, he clearly fails at one of those because his pullout game is trash, and many years later, he has a little Shikamaru Temari running around being jerked around by a young Boruto. That is all I have for you in the Shikamaru Hiden. Thank you for sticking with me through all of the chapters. Thank you for enjoying it. I hope you did enjoy it. If you have any questions, please put it down in the comment section below. How do you feel about Shikamaru and Temari? Would you have seen Shikamaru with anybody else? Would you have seen Temari with anybody else? But comment, share, like, subscribe, all that fancy stuff. And like always, keep it safe, wrap it tight. I'm out.